Hello and welcome to English lesson for grade 1 high school. The topic of today's lesson is must-try foods in Croatia. In this lesson, you will talk about quantity in recipes using words like a bag of, a loaf of, a spoon of, and so on. You will name and classify some traditional Croatian dishes according to the region they come from, and learn some new maybe. You will also write the recipe for a dish of your choice, and we hope you will accept all the challenges we have prepared for you. For this lesson, in addition to your notebook and pencil, you will need your smartphone or a laptop with the internet access. We will start today with a challenge. Scan the code or write the link into your browser to access the challenge. You will need to guess where the food in the picture originates from. It will take you about 3 minutes to complete the challenge. Good luck! You can pause the video now. Have you ever been to Rome? It's a beautiful city with stunning views. What does this proverb, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, mean? It means that when you are visiting another place, you should follow the customs of the people in that place. And one of the best ways of getting to know people is to try their food. For example, I usually don't eat fish, but when on holiday, well, do as the Romans do. Now, what do people who visit Croatia simply have to try? What would you serve me if I came to visit you? Please answer these questions in your notebooks. Pause the video now. When talking about the foods people who visit Croatia simply have to try, I am sure you mentioned these mouth-watering dishes. Read them now. Which of these have you already tried? Are there any you've never heard of before? Copy this mind map in your notebook. You will need to classify the dishes we talked about earlier according to the region you think they come from. You can pause the video now. These are suggested answers as some variations are possible. Please, for each region, add at least one more dish that we forgot to mention. Compare your work to your classmates' work in your virtual classroom. Pause the video now if necessary. Let's move on to the next task. Trogirski ravioli. Have you ever tried them? Are they something you start your meal with, or is it a main course? Are trogirski ravioli something that a person with a sweet tooth would not be able to say no to? When you scan this code or open the link in your browser, you will be able to download a Word document, a worksheet with a recipe for trogirski ravioli. Now, scan the code or open the link to download the worksheet. You can pause the video now. Looking at task 1 in your worksheet. First, read the list of ingredients for trogirski ravioli. Now, underline or bold, whichever is easier for you, all the ingredients in the recipe which you can count. Read these words here now. Using these expressions, we can make all of the ingredients mentioned in the recipe countable. Now, finish the recipe in your worksheet using these expressions. Mind you, some of them might be used more than once. You can pause the video now. Check your work here. You can pause the video now. What is your all-time favorite dish? We would like you to share the recipe with us. In your recipe, you will need to list the ingredients and their quantity. Describe the preparation process using food preparation verbs and refer to taste and texture. Don't forget to link your text using these words. The last one is optional, but if possible, do take a picture of you or somebody else preparing the dish. It is very important that you check your work before you turn it into your teacher in the virtual classroom. Check the boxes in this table as you find appropriate for you. If there are any parts that you might have missed, feel free to go back and correct them. Here is an example of a student's work. Her favorite dessert is Miller cake. If you have never tried it, now is the time to try out this recipe. A detailed recipe can be found here. It is not that difficult to make, especially if you find somebody to deal with the dirty dishes for you later. I hope you managed to fulfill all the tasks. If not, you can always go back and ask your virtual classroom teacher for help. Stay home, stay safe, and save lives.